Let me tell you why Tesla is still not a buy. It's very close, but it's technically not a buy. Let's now analyze the tug of war between the buyers and sellers in order to make money and become financially free. Tesla closed up 30 cents, 0.13%, closed at 238.89. Post-market, we seem to be down by 13 cents. So let's look at our chart in order to understand the context. If we don't look at the chart, we cannot see any patterns. So last week, we have been stuck under 240.89. 240.89 is this line right here. It's the upper line. It's the upper resistance line. This is a resistance line. These are the sellers. There's a bunch of sellers that are hidden right there. And as soon as the stock price goes above 240.89, they are coming and they are just dumping the stock. And they are overwhelming the buyers. There's still not enough buyer to push the stock price higher than 240.89 at the end of the day. We have another resistance just below at 238.11, and this one was hard to break. We tried it last week for 3 consecutive days, and we broke it on Friday. So on Friday, we closed above 238.11, and today, we are still above 238.11. So we have climbed one resistance. So we see a progression in the buyers. The buyers are coming in a little bit more than what they did last week. On top of it, we opened right above 240.89. This could have gone super well today. But then the sellers, when they saw that, they have just defended their turf and started to push the stock down again. Let's take a look at the 1-hour chart to understand a little bit more during the day how this happened. So this is the first candle of the day. As I said, we were above 240.89. We have an extra seller resistance on the 1-hour chart. But basically, we opened higher than 240.89 and then were squished down during the first hour, squished down during the second hour, third hour also. But then on the fourth hour, things are changing a little bit. Yes, on Friday, we had a little bit of buyers right here. These were late buyers on Friday, and the sellers were not really paying attention, and this is why they could push the stock a little bit higher than 238.11. On Monday morning, everybody is paying attention. Even more so because Elon has driven the Tesla full self-driving version 12 beta. I have a video that you can take a look at. People were a little bit more aware of Tesla because of that news, blah, blah, blah. Everybody is paying attention today. And when we opened higher this morning, then everybody paid attention and the sellers said, oh no, we are losing ground. We don't want that. And they started selling. So from the fourth hour on, then things started to change. The buyers were coming in. And if we draw a line from the low that we had on August 24th, to that low, it's not perfectly at the right place, but if you look at it here, this line perfectly showcases the rate of ascent that we have been following since 12:30 today. So fourth hour, this is a green candle. Then we came back down, but we did not come back down as low as where we were 1 hour before. This is significant. And then on the second to last hour, the same thing. We are closing higher. And on the last hour, we are still closing higher and we have gained back our 238.11. So on the 1-hour chart, this is looking pretty good. We tried to break 240.89 right here. Did not succeed, but we are trying again and we are basically higher in terms of the prices than when we were on the last part of last week. We still have a little bit of a wick on this candle right here, so we tried to push it and we were forced to retreat a little bit. But it's not that bad because we still have a green candle, so we still gain some ground. The stock market is really a tug of war between the buyers and sellers, and sometimes, yes, the buyers and sellers are influenced by the economical news, inflation, interest rate. They are influenced by the war, the political news. They are influenced by Tesla news, and they are influenced by EV news, the EV industry. So It's impossible to understand everything that can influence the buyers and the sellers and try to quantify that this good news is going to offset this bad news. It is impossible to understand all of this, but we don't need to do that. We can just look at the tug of war and see the progression of that war, where the buyers are gaining turf and where the sellers are gaining turf. This is how we are basing our buying decisions right here. So on the 1 hour chart, if you trade on the 1 hour chart, then this is still a buy signal. We had the buy signal on Friday. We had the buy signal on the 1 hour chart on Friday because we had broken a horizontal resistance. We have stochastic over 60. And even though we have retreated, we are breaking this again with still stochastic over 60. So I reiterate, Tesla is a buy on the 1 hour chart. So if you want to take a little bit of a swing, you can take a little bit of a swing, but there's no guarantee that it will continue because the daily chart is not bullish yet. So switching back on the daily chart, we see that we really have a bullish channel right here. We have a bullish channel and we are within that bullish channel. It's still looking good. It's still looking good. We are making higher lows. People have been paying higher prices for Tesla since August 18. So this is a good news in itself, but it needs to happen for a significant amount of time. We also need to break a specific price milestone at 240.89, and we are not there yet. Let's take a look at our indicators a little bit. So stochastic is at 46, and we like stochastic to be at 60 in order to tell us that this move up is going to last. And we don't have that yet. We have the MACD crossover bullish. We had that since last week. RSI is still not over 50. This would help us. And DMI, we still have the red line above the green line, and we need the opposite. This is why I said on the thumbnail, Tesla is not a buy yet. There is still some elements of risk. You can enter Tesla right now. You can buy right now. But I am the person that try to minimize your risks. So I will tell you exactly when it is time to buy Tesla if you really want to minimize risk. Let's take a look at some Tesla news. So we have one here. Elon Musk reassures Tesla hardware 3 owners, but bums out hardware 4 owners. Elon has made a comment on X. He has gone a bit further by warning hardware 4 owners that their software will be about 6 months behind hardware 3 cars as Tesla focuses on delivering software updates and improvements to the latter. This is the tweet. HW4 software will lag HW3 by at least 6 months, as our focus needs to be on getting FSD on HW3 working super well and provided internationally. I guess they want to focus on the lesser hardware and make it work well on that hardware, because I guess that the hardware 3 is the first hardware that is able to do full self-driving. So if they make it work on that version, then the better version is going to be just a piece of cake. Comment below if you have more information about that. Okay, and now there's a video of a Tesla Cybertruck that shows the electric pickup truck's comically large wiper at work. It's easy to see that Fred does not like Tesla too much. Look at this wiper. Okay, I think it's large, but I don't think it's comically large. But is it? It is large. It is large. This is not a Tesla news, but I think it's interesting nonetheless. Xpeng buying DD's smart electric car unit to launch new affordable EV brand in 2024. Xpeng's A-class smart EV products under the new brand will not only significantly increase our scale, but also accelerate the adoption of our smart EV technologies in the mass market segment, bringing our technologies to a much broader customer base. I think this is great for them. They are going to get more production capacity. As I said, Elon has driven the Tesla full self-driving V12. Take a look at my video. I did a supercut. The audio is not very good, and I fixed it the best I can. And the video is not super good either, but it's better than nothing. And I think this is pretty funny. Tesla is trolling Toyota with Cybertruck wrapped to look like a tundra. So I think that's pretty funny to wrap cars like your competitors just to showcase that we can be as good as you. This is what this looks like. This is pretty funny. Okay, let's take a look at the VIX. When the VIX is going down, the stock market is going up. So basically, VIX is down 0.59, 3.77%, closed at 1508. So VIX is coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. It has been coming down all last week. This is going to help us. This is going to help Tesla, and this is going to help all the other stocks. And we have lost stochastic over 60, so it means that the trend is really losing its strength. This is perfect. Rivian. So Rivian closed up for 46 cents. That's 2.29%, closed at 2053. Yes, we are still in a downward channel. We should never buy a stock when it is in a downward channel, because if you are buying right now, you are buying high, because it could just be continuing like this. This is what it's supposed to do. This is what it has been doing for the last 2-3 weeks. And the trend has not been broken, so it should continue. If it breaks the trend, then we are going to reevaluate. But right now, unless you want to take a risk, if you want to take a risk, you can do it. I'm not a financial advisor. You do your own research and you make your own decisions. I am just telling you that all of the de-risking buying criteria of a stock have not been met yet. Xpeng, we had a nice move on Friday. We did not have stochastic over 60 yet. We are getting very close to it right now. And now it sometimes happens that the stock just launches like this. And if we wait for all of our criteria, sometimes we might be entering a little bit late. So that's the price we have to pay to not enter at the wrong time. But this one is really flying. So we are up 5%. 93 cents, closed at 1846, and post-market we seem to be up a little bit more. So this is really, really nice. NIO is up 19 cents, but basically we don't really care because it's still into a congestion zone. So anything inside these two lines between 1021 and 1131 is just noise. It's just noise. It's going to stop being noise maybe when we break this, or when we break this will be bullish and this will be bearish. Let's take a look at VinFast a little bit. If I had known about this one before, I knew of the company, but I was not watching the stock. Look at this. It was at $10 August 9th, and then it launched, came back down, launched more, came back down, and we started making higher lows right here. This is the support line, and then it launched again, and it really has not stopped before. This candle is not really nice. It's red. It has a long wick at the top, a long wick at the bottom. It's pretty much even. So people are clearly undecided at this point. So maybe it's going to come down. So maybe there's a short somewhere in there, or maybe it is just going to stabilize a little bit before making a decision. Palantir, this is boring city. This is up 11 cents, 1464. This is just going sideways. Nothing to see here. Nvidia is up $8. It's nice when you see, oh, the stock is up $8, almost 2%. Yes, okay, but if you are looking at the pattern right here, it is still in the congestion zone and it's not going anywhere. Until we break 479.22, then this is just noise. Let's take a look at our indices a little bit. So QQQ up 0.75%. Just went back into its downward channel. It's still in a downward channel. Dow Jones is still in its downward channel. It's going sideways for now. 0.62. SPX back into the downward channel. It has been back into its downward channel since a few days. Still under 44.54. Nothing to see here. Nasdaq Composite, it's not even in its downward channel. It's not even in it. So we don't have to care that much. If we start breaking 14,000, then maybe it's going to go somewhere. US Treasury basically stabilizing. This is the support right here, but this is decreasing right here. So this is a descending triangle. It should be going lower if it breaks the support right here. Physical gold. It's still in a downward channel overall, but it's making higher lows and higher lows a little bit. If it breaks 1508, then maybe this is worth talking about. Silver, this one too, is still in its downward channel. This is the decreasing line. but it has been remaining here for 4 days. So it has high staying power. Stochastic is at 73. So there's enough force in that stock for it to continue. If it breaks, I would want it to break this and also break 841. Bitcoin going sideways. Ripple going sideways. And US dollar just pulling back a little bit, just outside of its bullish channel. Let's watch Tesla tomorrow to see what is going to happen to it. Xpeng, Xpeng got quite high before giving us a buy signal. You can enter right now. It's a little bit more risky because it's relatively high. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.